Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
One word, one tone, Chillicothe. While you're listening to this, if you're listening on Thursday, I am wheeling it to Chillicothe, Ohio. Man, you think of Chillicothe, you think of Atomic Speedway and Danny Smith.
Yep.
And I'm getting a double, triple dose of both of those rascals this weekend.
A double, triple.
Double, triple, that's right. Chillicothe.
That's a good one. It's almost not as good as Sheboygan.
Not Sheboygan or Sapulpa, okay, but it's
It's one of my favorites.
Chillicothe just oozes sprint car.
Yeah.
It just, when you think of because it used to be, Chillicothe, KC Speedway,
KC Raceway, yep.
KC Raceway, yeah, exactly. But it's just Chillicothe, and is there other Chillicothe's in the world? I can't imagine there is.
I only know one.
But Chillicothe. I actually drove back one time from, I did some Ohio Speedway, and I drove through Chillicothe. I'm like, man, this is cool. I'm in Chillicothe, baby.
We drove back from Indy last year, and I was like, we're in Chillicothe. Hold on.
Yeah, we're in Chillicothe. So I'm spending not 1, not 2, but 3 days in Chillicothe.
Yep. The double, triple.
Oh, the double, triple. Yeah, I may even get to see Danny Smith. Yeah, I know I will, because he's racing this weekend. Chillicothe, Ohio, for the Dean Knittel Memorial. Man, I'm fired up about that.
It's a 3-day show too. I mean, that's
and really, it's a 2-day. This is the Thursday is the makeup all-star race from Speedway.
So it makes it a 3.
Okay, so it makes it a 3-day show, which to me it's like, well, bless the
win-win.
Win-win, cha-chin, because that can be the double-triple. Exactly where it's be just a double-double. And who knows? You
now
don't need
you
a
sound
double,
like you're at In-N-Out.
Now I sound like I'm In-N-Out. Speaking of In-N-Out, I'm starving. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yum.
Maybe, yeah. So yes, Chillicothe, Ohio, batten down the hatches. We're gonna tear that place up. Well, we're going to go see some great sprint car racing. I don't know. My tearing places up days are probably a little bit in the rearview mirror or a long way in the rearview mirror, but I am fired up about it. All-Stars are having a great year.
Yeah.
We talked to Erin Reitzel on Tuesday about his big win at Port Royal, and the point battle's really good with him and Dale Blaney. Dale had some engine problems, going to do that. Ohio is so rich in drivers and in history, and I just can't wait to get up there and soak it all in.
There'll be a great car count.
Oh my gosh, there'll be cars everywhere. Oh, Erin.
Oh, here we go, starting to rub it in.
I'm not only gonna tweet you, I'll call you out on Twitter. I'm even gonna send you some direct messages with sprint car pictures.
Well, and if you talk to someone and you're getting some good info, could you at least relay that?
Yeah, I'll try to. This goes back. This is the conversation. Erin's an engineer. Okay, she's smart. I'm a radio guy. I'm dumb, okay? So what'll happen is, and this happened a lot, Hodnett was the one that really was always the one. He would share like the neatest, greatest chassis setup in the world. And then one time Lance Deweese and him were talking, and I'm texting while we're talking. I was saying, Erin, I have no idea what these guys were talking about, but you would love it.
Like, it's
because
such
you
a
would
tease.
understand it. Well, yes, you would understand it. They're talking about things, and so Erin's wearing me out. She's like, what are they saying? What are they doing? What are they doing?
Just press record on your phone.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think the reason they knew they could talk in front of me because I'm such a dumbass that they knew that yeah, if he goes out here, he's going to have to, he goes down here and talks to Fred. Fred's going to be starting on 3 tires. You know what I mean? Because that's what Postman said Deweese and Hodnett are thinking about doing, you know? So, I get in these conversations with these guys, and I have no idea. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Like, they had this great conversation about shocks. Yeah. Like, well, what'd they say?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Exactly. So, yeah, so I'll do that too.
Yes. Record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Record
there we
the
go.
double,
Then I'll
triple.
Be in trouble. Then I'll be in trouble with that. Yeah. Yeah, about the only double triple I'm recording is going to be at the all-you-can-eat buffet, baby. I'll record that. There we go. So, so it's going to be great. Chillicothe, Ohio, and all kinds of great races. There is some big events. Selinsgrove has a big one. We'll talk about that. And one of the events that I just love, it's a bucket list race that I want to get to, the 15th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. Boy, that's easy for me to say. And when we come back, we're going to talk with Geoffrey. He's the general manager up at Ohsweken. So we're going to talk with him. Before we do that, let's take one last look back at Friday night at Port Royal, the Speed Palace, the Ollie's Bargain Outlet, All-Star Circuit of Champions, Earl Hoon and Blake Anderson with the call. You could have watched it on Speed Shift, or you can catch it here. It is our Dryden Diesel all death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Starks found all sorts of momentum. Starks to the inside, racing for the lead. Trey Starks slide job. He's got the lead in turn 4. McFadden nearly into the tail take, nowhere to go.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information. Instilled with Dryden's heritage of performance, Dryden Diesel All Death is built for the demands of today's diesel engines. Dryden Diesel All Death is perfect for owners and operators of on-road and off-road diesel trucks and cars that now require diesel exhaust fluid. Dryden, official motor oil and official diesel exhaust fluid of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. And as always, American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Are you a serious diecast collector? Do you have a favorite driver? Are you looking for a gift for a race fan? No matter what the question, the answer is always PlanBSales.com. Plan B has all the latest in diecast from Lionel and apparel, artwork, and other items for your favorite driver in NASCAR or other forms of racing. Go to PlanBSales.com. Key your driver's name in the search window and look at all the options. Your one stop for diecast and other motorsports collectibles is PlanBSales.com.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
This is the Wing Nation Podcast. Back to Steve Post and Erin Evernham.
It is Wing Nation, the podcast. We're glad you joined us, okay? We talked about this just a little bit before, okay? It is the 15th annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals at Erin, that's one of your favorite racetracks, right?
Former winner.
Former winner there.
Oh, you bet.
That's right, absolutely. So joining us now on the hotline, he is the general manager at the racetrack and director of race night operations. Clinton Geoffrey's on the line. Hello, Clinton. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Thanks so much for having me. We're super excited to be on the show today.
Oh, my God. We're super excited about what you have. We appreciate you taking some time out. Busy week. You've got a lot coming up this weekend.
Yeah, but we've done it 14 times already, so we got a great system in place, and campers are already starting to move in, and the place is filling up.
Clinton, how much, I mean, you mentioned it's the 15th year, but how much is this event grown? Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get to one in many years, but you see the list of drivers that you have coming, and it's not only a long entry list, but there's some stout drivers.
Yeah, we're at 65-plus drivers right now. We'll have a couple more that'll sneak in before the weekend. We should be close to 70 by the time we actually hit the racetrack, and you're right, it has grown for the past, I'd say at least half the time we've had the event. For 7 to 8 years now, we've been over 70, 65-ish entries, and the quality of those entries have really picked up. And you see guys like Sam Haferteep Jr. and, driving all the way from Texas to come up and try and race. We've got Mark Smith. We got them from all over coming in, and that just shows how important this race has become.
Well, how important it is. Sam actually came up a week early and got some time up there last weekend. I think one of the other things, Clinton, that we look at, and one of the areas that and Erin and I were just actually talking about this during the break, you're in such a rich sprint car area there in the 360 world, and we don't often think about upstate New York, southern Ontario, that area. And I think one of the great things that you have with this race as well is you have the Southern Ontario Sprints, which is your local tour there. You have the Great Lakes Super Sprints, but you have the Patriots and the Empire Super Sprints also, and they're all supporting this. This is all part of their program that their drivers come and support that. How important is it, Clinton, for you guys to have all of the support from all of the sanctioning bodies to get this 65, 70 cars?
Well, it's majorly important. Obviously, they've come on board to support this event year after year and co-sanction it with us, which means they put it on their schedules and pretty much agree not to schedule against us. So that gives us free reign on the date for all those. We also have to add the NRA in there as well as one of the other sanctioning groups that's with us. And you're right. It's to have their support is big. They help us promote it all year too. You know, everybody puts it on their tour schedules and it really gets the word out for us. So for to have their support, I think we could be in trouble if they wanted to go against us a little bit. But this event has become such an entity onto its own now that we're super proud of it.
Clinton, you guys have great weekly racing and some big shows throughout the year, but how different is it to prepare for this? You mentioned campers are already pulling in. What is it like for you as general manager? How different is it for you?
Well, I think it's all the extras that come with it, the campers. We have extra entertainment. Of course, all of our major marketing partners want to be a part of this big event and come out for the pre-race barbecues and stuff like that. The other thing we've got is up here in Canada, we were able to make a deal with MAV TV Canada and Pinty's Delicious Foods to get us on live television across MAV TV Canada on our show, All North Racing. So we're going to be live this year for the first time across Canada. And so that brings a bit of extras to it. But as far as the racing on track, we have a huge car count, as you mentioned. You know, we're running about 70 to 80 sprint cars through our place on a regular Friday between our crate sprint car division and our 360. So, you know, our team is ready to handle this level of cars.
Wow, that's amazing. You had me at barbecue, okay?
I knew it.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just like, so, and I actually was up there, got rained out when I was there, but the vibe of it, we actually had Darren Pittman on, and he talked about, you know, the Gold Cup in California, while the event, the numbers, the purses and everything like that are headed in the right direction. Darren said one thing that's always strong out there is the camping. The camping is always good. Do you have a big, the party atmosphere, it's a pretty good vibe there for this weekend?
100%. And that's one thing that I personally have been trying to work on. And, you know, it's tough to fabricate a party, but you can put the elements in place. So we do have live acts playing pretty much right outside the tech barn. So as soon as the drivers are rolling across the scales, there's a band playing 10 feet away from where they're getting teched. And we try and get the vibe going. We have pre-race bands in the pit area before the races. And, yeah, I think building the event atmosphere is just as important. The racing has been badass, if I can say that. It's been absolutely amazing. Even the Friday night twin races we've had that we've turned into triples this year put on some of the most amazing 360 racing you've ever seen. And that added to the party atmosphere has really helped this event grow into a non-miss event.
Clinton, you mentioned that the twin features turned into triples this year. What was behind that decision?
Simply the car count and to get more cars involved. So what we offer is the winners of the twins, and these were really tough, Erin, because what happens is we had about 60 cars come in and sign in for the Fridays. We would run 6 heats. The top 5 would transfer, but there was no B main. So if you had a bad draw or a bad start in your heat race, you got one shot at it, and then you're out. So that hasn't changed. There's no B mains on Friday. But to get more drivers interested in trying to get more track time, come out and support the Friday event more. Not that we had a problem, but just to get them all involved, we now dangle that carrot out. So if you win one of the triples, you're going to start no worse than positions 9, 10, or 11 on Saturday. So that's a big carrot to get these guys to come out and try and win these triples.
See, and the thing that I really love about these triples is they're a whopping 15 laps.
I like that.
So there is no time. There's no time.
No tire conserving.
There's no tire conserving on these triple 15s. Yeah. I'm telling you what, you better giddy up and go.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Well, Clinton, I'll tell you what, we appreciate the time. Appreciate you joining us here. Let me see. Make sure I got through all the notes here on this thing. Triple 15s for the 360s on Friday night. $10,000 US dollars to win this thing. That's why all the drivers are all headed there. Is there anything else we need to know, or did we pretty much cover everything for you?
Well, 1,000 US start, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you finish 30th, and if you can just make the show. So that's one thing. Still lots of great tickets available. If you've never been to a race at Ohsweken Speedway, this is the one to see. Come on out and see us. We'd love to have you. for our U.S. friends, remember your dollar's worth a lot more up here in Canada. So that ticket's going to be even less out of your pocket than would be ours. So come up and see us. We'd love to have you.
Did you say 30th? Do you start 30 cars?
We start 30 cars.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. You guys have lost your mind.
Oh, wow.
30
but
cars.
when you're 8 lanes wide, we can do it.
Yeah, you do have a wide enough track.
That is a good racetrack. Yeah, you're right about that. Wow. Clinton, I'm telling you, we appreciate the time. We wish you the best this weekend. We'll be following along. It is on the bucket list. We got to get up there sometime. Erin's got to get back there. I've got to get back there and catch a race and not get rained out. But wish you the best this weekend, and thanks for joining us.
No problem. Quick story. When Erin was there, we had a radar gun, and we got her going about 135 miles an hour down the back straightaway at Ohsweken.
I love that. Honestly, probably my favorite racetrack.
135 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
I love that. We tested one night after the feature, and we spent hours out there. Man, I just lap after lap. It was so fun. I was by myself, not even racing with anyone else, and it was just
great track.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Great, man. Clinton, I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a great day.
There we go. Now I'm so torn. I'm just. That's the problem we have in sprint car racing. Is there's so many good spots to be at. Okay, now I'm great. I'm Chillicothe bound. Okay, that's great. But man,
you heard barbecue.
Wouldn't it be great to be up north of the border, up in Canada, up there at Ohsweken, and watch all those sprint cars?
I love that. I really do love that racetrack. When you mentioned how wide it is,
yeah,
it is. It's
great
facility.
Great place.
And they continue to make improvements to that place.
That's the thing, and that's the beauty of where we're at with sprint car racing. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere, and we have this race 15th, and the winners, and this is a who's list of who's won this race. Kenny Jacobs, Wayne Johnson has won this race. I mean, Sam is. I mean, it's an amazing list at who's won this race. Wow. Tell you what, that is something good. Again, 15th Annual Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, Ohsweken Speedway, Friday the night before the Nationals, triple 15s for the 360s, triple 15s.
I like that.
15 laps. Just get up and go.
It's like a heat race.
Yeah, exactly, with a lot on the line because the starting spot in the big one. And then Saturday night, the 10,000 to win. And I love the cooperation. I'm glad he mentioned the NRA is involved. Sorry about that. Got all choked up. It's so good. The NRA is involved, the Southern Ontario Sprints, the Great Lakes Super Sprints, Patriots ESS, and, of course, all the great Friday night racers that race at Ohsweken. So,
and there's barbecue.
And the barbecue.
And music.
And music. Oh, my gosh. Somebody needs to work on these schedules. All right, so let's go. Let's see where else we're at. Okay, Selinsgrove. Ha. Okay, I'll see your Canada. I'll see your Ohio, and I'll match you a Pennsylvania race. These sprint car people have lost their minds. Do you realize, sprint car fans, how good we have it? I mean, I don't think we realize it. I think we sit around, there's that and the other thing. You've lost your minds. We've got great races in We'll tell you about California in a little bit. We got great races in Ohio. We got great races in Canada. Pennsylvania, the $20,000 to win Jim Nace Memorial 37th Annual National Open presented by Red Robin. Okay? It's the honor of Jim Nace, an only 5-time champ. I didn't realize Ashley was friends. Jim and Ashley's dad raced together. And Ashley, their daughter and Ashley used to compete against each other in sports. Apparently, Jim Nace's daughter was a little bit more athletic than our girl Ashley.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not stirring the pot or causing any problems here, but I'm just saying that it sounds like she might have been a little bit more athletic than our girl
sounds
Ashley.
like there's a little bitterness about it still.
Ashley said it was a good friend. So, I mean, I don't know if she's just taking you got to watch with Ashley. She might be just taking the high road and planning to. But no, the Jim Nace, and it's an honor of Jim Nace. And Ashley, the first thing when I mentioned something about the race, she said, man, I miss that man. Oh. And so, great tribute race. This thing here, listen to this list. Okay, Fred Raymer's a 5-time winner. He's the only 5-time winner of the race. Okay, 4-time winners, Greg Hodnett and Todd Schaefer. 3-time winners, Pat Cannon, Maynard Yingst, and Lance DeWeese. Now listen to this. 2-time winners, Donna Kreitz Jr. and Lucas Wolf. Okay, these are the single race winners. Dave Blaney, Keith Kaufman, Doug Wolfgang, Sammy Swindell, Stevie Smith, Johnny Mackison, Chad Layton, Danny Dietrich, and Brian Brown. Are you telling me this is not one of the big races when that is like turn 2 at Knoxville, the Hall of Fame? I mean, it's like, holy mackerel, these guys have all won this race. The National Open at Selinsgrove. So Saturday night, and that's the other thing. I mean, I love that we have some days or 2 days and 3 day shows, but I also love the fact that you roll them in Saturday night. You're running for $20,000 to win. When you get done, you get the hell out of here and you go home.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's just God, Sealands Grove is such a great racetrack, too. Oh, my God. Now I want to be there, too. Oh. We need to triple me.
You need the double, triple postman.
Triple me, exactly, so I can be at all these places, okay? California, okay? Yeah, sorry, West Coast fans. You only have the World of Outlaws at that great Stockton dirt track in Calistoga. That's where they're at. Dirt Vision's going to be there. I mean, Calistoga and Stockton.
Great track.
Oh, gosh, it's crazy. We talked about this, the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions, Thursday through Saturday at Atomic. Thursday's the makeup for the Speed Week race. Friday and Saturday, the Dean Niddle Memorial Weekend. Friday night, complete show, $5,054 to win. Saturday night, complete show, $12,554 to win. Dean was number 54. I think it was like a 12-time champion at the tracks up in that area. I mean, and just the families put this race together, and they've raised money, and they've got this purse up there now where it's getting everyone's attention.
Yeah.
So, man, I'll tell you, it's going to be a great weekend for sure. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, they're off. They're resting. They're recovering because next week they're at Lucas Oil Speedway for the Hockett-McMillan Memorial. That's one of their big races. There is regional action. The Sooner and Mid-South region, they do a tussle at I-30 Speedway in Little Rock, and the Southwest region's at USA Raceway in Tucson. Our friends here locally, here in the Carolinas, we got sprint cars in the Carolinas. Friday night, Carolina Speedway. Saturday night, Cherokee, the USCS Sprints, Pete Walton's group. Weekly 410 racing or other 410 racing. River Cities on Friday night has the NOSA Sprints. Williams Grove has a Dirt Classic qualifier. Regular show there on Friday night. Saturday night, IRA's at Beaver Dam. Fremont has their season championship. Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway and St. Francis County Speedway. Racing all over the place. We're going to be wore out just following along on Twitter when you tweet your seats to us. I mean, it's just, it's great. It's phenomenal where we're at. So good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I guess what I'm saying is get out to a sprint car race this weekend, folks. Get out to a sprint car race, maybe two if you can make it. And get to some of these big events. These big events need a lot of people in the stands to make them happen. So we all need to make sure we get out and support them. So it's just great. We're at a great spot. We really, truly are. Speaking of great stuff, Wing Nation gear is available at wingnation.com and will be available this weekend in Chillicothe. Oh, Chillicothe. We're taking, you big when Wing Nation gear is right in Chillicothe, Ohio. So, yeah, Wing Nation gear's on the All-Star Circuit of Champions trailer. Hey, catch on Open Red this week. I was their guest on there in the Scraping the Bottom of the Barrel segment. I was the guest on Open Red, but really happy with the way that Ross and Justin did that interview. Open Red, if you're not listening and watching that podcast or listening to that podcast, shame on you. You need to be doing it. It's just really, really neat. So great stuff. Let's see. Coming up now, we talked about the Hockett-McMillan Memorial coming up for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Coming up on Saturday, we're going to talk to one of the top drivers for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Blake Hahn joins us on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. New times, 7:30 and 10:30, so a little bit earlier. So Blake Hahn joins us there. Hey, we appreciate you joining us here today on Wing Nation, the podcast.
This has been the Wing Nation Podcast. Find Wing Nation on wingnation.com, Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider. The Wing Nation Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.